Exploration, challenges, adventure. These are but a few things that make up the CODA life. On a rare occasion do the CODAs band together for a week of untold thrills, stories, and discovery. I simply hope my old hands can sign what's left of these tales for the future generations of brave CODAs to follow. Many have dared to search for their own hidden treasure, crossing land, sea, and air to find the most rarest of riches. With water in their hands and tales in their hearts, only the boldest of CODAs embark on the most gripping ride of their lives. So like all good adventures, it starts at the beginning. Yo ho, it's a CODA's life for me.
When I say my parents are deaf, they confuse it with dead very often, and they feel very sorry for me that they ever brought it up.
There's just a general feeling of pity, and the question, what was that like, often comes up, which is just a silly question because I never had hearing parents.
It's really annoying because when I say my parents are deaf, they're like, so like, can your parents like drive?
They're dead? And I go, no, they're deaf. They can't hear. I've had kids ask me, can they walk, can they drive, can they read? So yeah, just stupid questions like that.
And I'm just like, no, they're deaf, they just can't hear. And they're still like, oh, I'm so sorry.
We were at this restaurant and my dad was sitting facing this way so you could see his hearing aid from where the waitress was standing. And so she sees his hearing aid and she looks directly at me and she starts asking me the questions. He was talking like perfectly fine too.
What's wrong? She can't talk? And I'm like, no, my mom's hard of hearing, so she can't really hear you. She leaves. She even take my order. She comes back with somebody else who apparently knows how to sign. When we started asking for stuff, none of her signing made any sense at all. So then my mom was really mad, so she just walked out, and I was like, okay.
The woman started talking to me so I can interpret for my parents, but my parents started getting mad at the woman because she was using me. She ignored them and kept on using me, and so my dad got like really mad and started yelling at her, and I got so embarrassed. It was really bad.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know. And yeah, they'll ask a lot of questions, which I don't mind so much as long as it's not questions like, can they drive, can they walk, can they read? Those are just ridiculous.
How do you say hello or hi, all these easy words?
Sometimes they'll say, oh, but they look normal.
And so we started signing. We were just having a good time. And like a whole bunch of people just started staring at us like we're some sort of attraction. I'm like, no, I'm not an attraction, I'm a person.
And so, our CODAs reach their oasis. The trek is not easy. A CODA's life may be no other way. Many ask what brings them here.
The best thing about CODA Camp is
So the best thing about CODA Camp is just all the fun we have here.
call sign for who?
The best thing about CODA Camp is seeing everybody talk and sign at the same time.
The girls are going crazy. The bugs and the tenants. Sunday is the bug.
The best thing about Canada is food and kayaking.
Seeing all my CODA friends when I come back year after year, and the food.
Olivia, guess what I got you for your birthday?
What?
A buffalo. That's yours. I'm gonna bring it home on the boat.
Having like a bond with your really close friends in your cabin, and the food.
The unbreakable bond.
The best thing about CODA Camp is seeing everyone else who has the same exact problems as you.
The best thing is growing the bond with the people in your cabins, because it lasts a lifetime.
Our CODAs have to band together and form the most inspiring teams, questing for the riches they seek. Deafy Jones. The Deaf Pearl. Deafbeard's Revenge. The Flying Deaf Man. Castles on the beach point the way to their loot. Buried across the sands, our CODA crew search far and wide. In search of gems and jewels, our CODAs have discovered something far more valuable than earthly bubbles. They find each other. These bonds are stronger than a ship's sail block chains and made to last countless voyages and infinite adventures.
Well, probably the best thing about being the CODA is having that special parents that are like kind of like different from everybody else, and I really like that.
I like the realization when I realize that I'm different and that my parents are deaf and I know an unspoken language, and that's pretty cool.
The best thing about being a CODA is our superhuman senses.
Being a part of a different world, because if you have hearing parents and you don't really know sign language, you will never really understand what it means to be a true CODA.
The best part about being a CODA is that I get to see the surprising look on people's faces when they ask me if I want to switch parents with them. I just say, no, I don't want to switch parents with you.
It's almost like a family, and you wouldn't have that if you were just hearing.
Sign language is cool to know because there's certain times where speaking just isn't appropriate, so you could just sign and no one's bothered by it.
I just think it's so cool. I love being bilingual.
Knowing another language and coming to CODA and speaking another language that no one else knows.
I'm not just that other hearing person who doesn't get it. I'm a CODA.
I am a CODA.
It's just I feel like with deaf people, they're a lot more loving kind of sometimes.
I am a CODA. I'm a CODA. I am a CODA, and it rocks.
Yo ho, it's a CODA's life for me. May our CODAs rest well, at least until next summer.